This is the Kingdom of Denmark, a small European Nordic nation just north of Germany, of which it shares a border, and is made up of a few islands in the Baltic Sea. The capital city is Copenhagen, and the population is approximately 5.8 million. They are a nation of and by the ocean, making it ideal for sea trading. The kingdom is also made up of the Greenland and the Faroe Islands, which are autonomous, although they do share some representation within the country's government. The history of Denmark is a fascinating one, centering around the Viking Age, starting anywhere between the 8th and 10th centuries, in which the Danish consolidated and broke apart from several other nations that are now modern-day Sweden, Norway, Germany, France, the UK, and the UK. Over the course of time, many wars were fought between the territories for land, which finally began to subside in the 18th and 19th centuries. Denmark peacefully became a constitutional monarchy on June 5th, 1849, in which a bicameral legislature was established and lasted for over 100 years until 1953, when the people of Denmark voted on a new constitution which established a unicameral legislature that is still used today. The modern-day government of Denmark continues to be a constitutional monarch. The first part I'll talk about is the monarch itself, represented by Queen Margaret II, who according to the Danish Constitution is the de facto head of state, the holder of the executive, and jointly with the parliament, a legislative power. The monarch has the ability to deny giving a bill royal assent, can choose and dismiss the prime minister or any minister within the government with or without cause, although no monarch has chosen to use the power to dismiss since 1920. The Parliament of Denmark, called the Folketing, is elected every 4 years and is elected via proportional representation. The Danish Parliament, is comprised of 179 members. 135 of these members are selected via a highest average vote share, while the rest are spread out throughout each party based on the overall percentage of the vote they receive. The majority of the seats represent Denmark, while the Faroe Islands and Greenland receive 2 seats of representation in 2 seats each of the representation in Parliament. The Parliament is headed by the Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen. The Prime Minister only has the power that is given by the monarch according to the Danish Constitution. The cabinet is often selected by the monarch, but only after a clear leader is selected by the parliament, which is often formed via a coalition government because there is usually not a single party holding a full majority. The prime minister does, however, have the power to dissolve the parliament and call for new elections. The Danish government has a similar government, in my opinion, to the UK, France, and many other European nations. Although the Prime Minister of Denmark holds less power than most other governments due to the powers given to the monarch in the Danish Constitution, as well as there being proportional representation in the parliament, making it more difficult for one-party majority to control it.